Today we will discuss about GSUtil, command line utility to manage your Google storage.
My name is Vahunkar and I welcome you on our YouTube channel Decode ITES. Decode ITES provides you single learning platform for multiple IT technologies.
What is GSUtil? Before exploring how we can use GSUtil to manage our Google Cloud storage, let's see what exactly is GSUtil. GSUtil is a part of Google SDK, Software Development Kit, and Python application used to access and manage Google storage from command line. Some of the major operations performed using GSUtil are listing, bucket and objects, creating buckets, uploading, downloading and deleting objects, managing labels, rename and delete buckets. These are some useful commands which are very useful when you are using JSUtil on regular basis to manage your Google Cloud storage. To start the demo, please log into your Google Cloud account and start Cloud Shell in separate window. We will perform this demo directly on Cloud Shell. Welcome to the demo session. We will explore GSUtil command to manage Google Cloud storage. Please log into your Google Cloud account and connect to Google Shell in separate window. I'm not taking you with the login process because we all are familiar with that. This is our Cloud Shell and we can see our My Demo Project 2 is currently selected. We all know everything in Google Cloud is related to project or clubbed within the project, even the buckets. Buckets are also the part of project. For this session, project is selected My Demo, and under this project, we have already created one of the bucket in our last session where we create the bucket through the console decode ITS demo. Now in this session, we will create the bucket using Cloud Shell and gsutil command. gsutil is very vast utility with plenty of commands for various functionality. Memorizing these commands is difficult for anyone, and for this purpose only, gsutil gives you help feature. gsutil, and you can run the help against it, and it will show the complete list of commands with their description. You can also export this to any of the document or the text file for your future reference or your later study. I have already downloaded it for my reference, and you can see the list of commands are very high. There are list of commands and along with their purpose like ACL to get and change the bucket access, CP for copy files, DU to display the size of the files, hash to calculate the hash of the file, help we already discussing, get help about the command, MV for move, MB for make bucket, LS for listing object and buckets. So there are list of commands available in Google Cloud gsutil command. We just see the detailed help feature which gives us a detailed insight of command and their description, and we have exported that in the text file for our future reference. Further to this command, gsutil also has a list of options for each command. That options or the flags governs the functionality or the behavior of particular command. Using the same approach, you can run the help against the those commands as well, like this. gsutil ls help. If you run, it will give the option details of this particular command, and I have also downloaded it for the reference. Let's open it. LS is for listing bucket and objects. This much features are available or options are available. Listing providers, bucket, subdirectories and object. If you run gsutil ls without URL, it will list all the Google Cloud Storage buckets under your default project ID. How you can run the command, it also has some examples for your reference, and options or the flags that we are talking about are here. If you pass the L along with ls command, it will bring the listing, owner and the land. If you pass the capital L, it will print the more details about the objects. Hyphen D match the subdirectory details. Hyphen B pass the hyphen B will print the bucket level details. H will print the size. So these are the options that are very useful and govern the functionality. What exactly ls is going to do and how ls command is going to perform that functionality. Similarly, for this, we can run this for any other command. for our help or understanding, like MB. And if we go to our MB document, MB for make buckets. The MB command creates a new bucket. Google Cloud Storage has a single namespace, so you are not allowed to create a bucket with name already in use by another user. There detailed description for your reference and understanding. It also gives you the example similar to the LS one, and options are also available here. These options are local to each command and different from command to command. These options are local to each command, and there are list of commands available in GSUtil. So it's not possible for anyone to even learn the commands, and moreover the options available with each command. So this help feature is going to be very helpful for you. So now in MB you have a B. B is to understand the uniform bucket level access is on or off. C to mention the storage class. L for storage location. P for project under which you want to create the bucket, and retention time, for how much time you want to retain the data or the object in bucket. We also have one more flavor of help available in JSUtil. It is small help that we call. When we run the hyphen hyphen small h, it will only display the parameters or the options available. MB hyphen B hyphen C hyphen L hyphen P and retention. It will not display the descriptions or the examples available in the help. This is a small help, and that you can run as and when you need to know what are the available options you have. When you already done a significant amount of a hands-on over the labs and you know what all options are about to do, or you have an idea what these options are going to do, then you can use the small help. It will just display the option name so that you can just pick any of the required option and use according to that. But for the beginners, I will suggest to use the bigger help or the detailed help, which will gives you the detailed information along with the description. You can also export them, as I mentioned here, in the text documents for your future reference, or you can study them offline. Let's start with some of the commonly used GSUtil commands. And the first is listing of objects and buckets. The GSUtil ls. When we run this command, it will list the all available buckets under the selected project, and project is my demo project 2, and this is the ID. List the objects inside the bucket. You need to pass the bucket name. It seems I have made some typo mistake. Yeah, I missed the S. There are two folders available inside the bucket: documents and images. If you want to list the all objects available within the subdirectories and all, you can mention the star. When you mention the star, it shares that document, and in document you have the SQL training .docs, and in images you have the docx its.png. You can also do this by passing the hyphen r against the ls. It will go in the recursive mode, and you can see similar kind of output you will get when you pass the hyphen r. So hyphen r is for the recursive mode. It will list the object in recursive mode till it keeps finding the subdirectories in your Google bucket. Let's consider one of the object, and we will see what will be the detailed information or the short information we will get about the object. So decode its images its.png. So I'm going to run the small l GSUtil ls small l, and I'm passing the object name. Let's see what it will give. URL not matching. Why URL not matching? Because bucket is case sensitive. If you use uppercase, lowercase, or you mismatch that, it will not find the object. So here our decode its D is capital and I use the smaller one. Similarly, int is capital 1 and our S is also capital. It will find it now. So please take care this thing. Google Bucket is case sensitive. Your object names are case sensitive in Google Bucket. So the small information or the short information that we got using ls is the number and the creation date of the file, location of the file, and the size of the file. Size is somewhere around 830 kbs. If you use the capital L, you will get the detailed information about the object. If you found it's going to occupy complete page, you can use the -ls, and let's see. Yeah. So creation date, update date, storage class is standard, content length, content type, hash this, e tag is this, generation number is this, meta generation is not there, ACL is project owner number is this, team is owner, role is owner, project entity, email ID is user who has all the rights, is GCP demo is my user ID, and this one object and size is 830 kbs. So this is the detail information object, and you can use it when you want to explore particular details, or you want to explore the further details about the project. One more option we have with ls is a. What a will do, a will list down the generation number of the objects. These are generation numbers and used to recover the objects even after the deletion in case only object versioning is enabled. So this is a useful feature which you can use in case you are prone with the accidental deletion or unwanted deletion of data from the bucket. Let's move to the next commonly used command is mb, is create bucket. Create bucket, we have a command mb with list of options to create a bucket with required configuration. Let's run the gsutil help on mb command and see what all options we have. mb-h. I'm running the small help here because for the detailed help we already downloaded this document and it contains all the descriptions and the examples. So it's asking for you the details. First is B. B is B on or off. That means specify the uniform bucket level access setting. So we will go with the off. Second is C for specifying the storage class. If you remember, in last session we have discussed the storage classes, and there are 4 types of storage classes available in Google Cloud. These storage classes are standard storage, nearline storage, cold line storage, and archive storage. So you can choose the storage as per your requirement. For this session, I am going to use the standard one. Next option is L. L is for location. You need to specify the location of the bucket, in which location you want to create the bucket. For location, we have regions, dual regions, and multi regions. These are the regions. You can select the particular region under which you want to create. You want to use the multi region, then you have the 3 options: Asia, EU, and US. And you want to use the dual region, then you can use the NAM4 or EUR4. So we will go with the US one. We will go with the US multi-region bucket. Now we need to pass the project ID. If you didn't pass the project ID, it will use the current project ID running in the session. So this is our project ID. Now next option is retention and as that we can leave, and we can only leave it on default. Now we need to pass the bucket name. We have not passed the bucket name yet. So bucket name will be gs:// decode ITES-demo-CLI. It will create the bucket name. It may fail also in case this bucket name is not unique across the Google Cloud. So let's see. Yeah, It finds the bucket name, that means bucket is not available with this name, so it will create the bucket for me. Now see, the bucket is created, gsutil ls. It will list the all available buckets. Now you can see we have two available buckets in our Google Cloud account, Decode ITS demo and Decode ITS demo underscore CLI. But this is a useful thing that you can create bucket using the Cloud Shell with the detail of options. These options are very useful with the description available in the help. And best part is everything is documented. We need not to worry about the class thing, what all type of classes are available, what all types of reasons or zones are available. You can just browse the Google Cloud page and you have the all details. Why I'm referring to Google Cloud page for this? Because there may be possibility when I'm recording the session, uh, Google Cloud is working in this location under South California, and when you are performing the test lab on your local system, South California is not available, and they have added some more location for this. So these are Google Cloud keeps searching the locations on the basis of market and the customer base and adding the new zones and regions in the system. So that's why I suggest you to refer Google page for available locations, regions or dual regions. We have some more useful and commonly used commands in GSUtil. So let's see what we have done here. We have done the listing of buckets in project, list folders in bucket, list all files or folder in recursive mode, list objects with additional information, detailed information, list object with version details, list all available option and commands, create bucket. Now delete object from bucket we will do later, and change storage class. Now we will change the storage class. For this we will copy this command, paste here, set near line, and the bucket name. Bucket that we just created, we are going to change the storage class from standard to nearline. We go to its hyphen demo hyphen CLI. Storage class is changed. So let's check it from the console. The bucket is visible here or not. Demo is available in nearline storage. As we are using the free account and standard storage is the always free one, we are going to move it back to standard. So let's move it back to the standard storage class. We will refresh this page again. Now storage is become the standard storage class again. Next, we are going to perform the copy from bucket to bucket. For this, let's use gsutil cp. Your source is the old bucket, gsutil / decode its hyphen demo star. I want to copy everything from this bucket to gs colon / decode its hyphen demo hyphen CLI. It seems I did some mistake in typing the bucket names. Issue with this command is single star will not work. We need to pass the double star. gsutil cp source and the destination bucket. You can see two files are copied. Let's list those files in gsutil command ls -r gs / decode its demo CLI. And the original bucket as well. I want to show you that Under the original bucket, your files are available inside the subdirectory image and subdirectory document, whereas in new bucket it copies directly inside the bucket. It doesn't create any subdirectory because we have used the star only. We have not mentioned the recursive mode. If you want to copy the files and folders in the exact hierarchy, exact sequence available in the source location to the destination location, you need to use the recursive mode. cp hyphen r, and then you can get rid of the star and star, and you can run this. It will copy the files along with the folder sequence or the hierarchy sequence. Now we will run the ls again on the old and the new one. Now you can see in old you have a SQL training docx available under the document. Same thing is available under the document, and image, the code its pn, the code its image is available inside the image folder similar to the old one. So this is very useful and need to take care when you are copying files from one location to another location, especially when you are trying to copy the complete bunch. If you want to follow the same hierarchy, you need to use the recursive mode. Otherwise, you are going to see that all files are copied inside the bucket only, and it will not use the required folders. Next is move, how we can move the files from one location to another location. For this, you need to pass the gsutil mv for move and the location of the file that you want to move and the destination of the file. So I'm going to move this file inside the bucket only. I'm moving this file out of the subdirectory. Once you click enter, this file is currently moved from folder to directly to bucket. Next is label command. In label command, we will see how we can set the label of bucket, how we can retrieve the label of bucket, and how we can change the label of bucket. Label are very useful in organizing and grouping your bucket data, and is very helpful when you have multiple buckets to identify what are the purpose and what are the use of each buckets. For example, let's see uh, how we can retrieve the bucket label. gs util label get and bucket name. Decode its hyphen demo. So it said no label configuration. Similarly, we can confirm this from the console as well, that label is blank for both buckets. Now we will add label. Label ch change hyphen l host center admin finance label is configured. Let's retrieve the label again, and we can see label is here. Same thing, when you refresh it from console, you will get label is visible from console as well. Label is here. You can also add multiple labels to particular bucket. That means you can have multiple entries here. Now, how we can copy the label from one bucket to another bucket? For this, we can export this label into JSON file, demo.json. These label values are copied into JSON file. Let's open this JSON file, what exactly it contains. Same value that was visible here is exactly copied into the JSON file. Now If your requirement is to apply the same kind of label, that you can use it, but my requirement is to add another label along with this in JSON file only, and then we will implement it to another bucket. For this, we will do vi demo.json. We have added the another label at region APAC. That means this bucket is related to finance data and will contain the data only of APAC region. Now we will save it. We will again check whether data is saved in JSON file or not. It's available. Now we will use the JSON file to configure the label of the bucket. For this, command is gsutil label set demo.json bucket name gs// decode its -demo -cli. So we are using our second bucket here to configure the label. Enter. It seems we did some mistake in JSON file. Let's open the JSON file again. Insert mode, and we forgot to add comma here. It will be good now. Get it demo file. Yeah, comma is available. We will again run the set command. Yeah, label is configured. Now we will view the label of CLI bucket. You can see two labels are configured. Same thing will be available from the console. You will see the two labels for CLI bucket, cost center and region. Let's clear this session. Now next command is your managing access of bucket objects and bucket. For this we have a command gsutil acl. Now then the help against it. So it's giving you details that gsutil acl get URL, set URL and change URL. For this you can configure the access permission that you want. By this command get command you can retrieve the permissions, and for ch command you can change the permission of existing user or objects. And options are -u for email ID, G for email ID with domain name, P for viewer, editor, owner, project name details. So let's retrieve the access permission of one of our existing bucket, gsutil acl get gs-decode its-demo. So these are the current ACL permissions available. You can also run the detail help for detail of options along with description. I have downloaded the detail help on my local system for my reference. So ACL is get, set and change bucket access. These are the parameters and the command that we have just discussed, get, set and change. Description of get, set and change is available here, and options. What options are available? -r and perform ACL set request recursively to the all object under the specific URL. That means if you mention -r and you are giving the permission to particular user on root level of bucket, then all the object and folders inside that root or hierarchy will automatically get that permission. -a is to set request on all object version. Next is -f. Normally gsutil stops on this first error, but when you mention the -f, it will continue with the error and complete the action. These three are for set command option, ACL set. Now we will look for ACL change command option, and we have -d first. Remove all roles associated with the matching entity. -app similar, it will not stop on the first error. -g app add or modify group entity role. -p add or modify a project viewer, editor, owner roles. -r is same recursive order That means that if you change the permission using -r, it will change the permission for all subdirectory and files, and -u modify a user entity role. Managing ACL permissions is very useful for you, and sometimes it required to maintain them properly for data security. You can also check the particular files ACL as well. Here we fetch the details of complete bucket ACL permissions. Now we'll fetch the details of particular file. So these are particular file ACL permission details. Let's add one of the permission, or now we will add the permissions to particular user using ACL command. For this we will run gsutil ACL ch for chain -u, and user ID is decode_its@gmail.com. Read permissions, and this is our file on which we want to give the permissions. Let's run that command and see what will happen. Updated ACL on particular file. Now we will retrieve the ACL for this file. And now you can see decode_its@gmail.com user is added as a reader role. In this way, you can manage the permissions of bucket and files from Cloud Shell. In this demo, we explored the usability and the power of gsutil and Cloud Shell. I request you to perform a demo and hands-on over Cloud Shell and gsutil commands, and it's going to be very helpful for you when you are working on Google Cloud Platform account in your live environment as well as in our learning series. We have completed our today's session over gsutil. Hope you like it using and exploring gsutil. For any questions, please leave comments on video or contact us. Thanks for watching. Do like, share and comment our videos, and also subscribe to our channel.